Hello and welcome to my left ear. It's not quite morning, but it's early afternoon in California. This is video 138. Actually, it's video 139. Excuse me. And rabbit, because that's what they say on the first of every month. I have no idea where that came from. Rabbit. And this YouTube is a left-leaning political and psychic commentary on current events and some other things that have to do with philosophy, psychology, and things that are uplifting, called good evidence. And what I do when I'm not making these YouTubes, I'm what I call a change agent. I do therapy. I work with people one-on-one by Zoom or in person, and I help with all kinds of things. Psychic coaching is one of them, where there's just talk, and I plug in psychically, and I'm able to give really good advice and identify really key issues. I'm also an author. Now, what I'm doing here, and I have a Patreon channel. And I just posted yesterday, and it's awfully good. It's on my book, What is Good Evidence? I think you would like it. Patreon.com/Carrie Freeman. So last week I mentioned that I all of a sudden love the word disseminate. And that's really what I do. I gather news stories that, I find relevant and intelligent, worthy, and I disseminate for you. And yes, you do get my opinions, my psychic opinions. And as always, this is for entertainment purposes only. So today I'm just going to talk with you about some stuff. I don't regularly watch American Idol, but this astounding video was posted a few days ago that was on American Idol, and it just stunned me and it made me cry. Now, I posted it in my community section, so you might be able to look at it ahead of time. But a young man from Texas came on to sing a song, and he had a very soulful voice, very deep, terrific. And he had a story. And his story that he survived a school shooting in Texas where he lost 8 friends and teachers, and he survived. And when he told this story, Katy Perry just had an outburst of grief and heartache. And it was so big and passionate and authentic that it just kind of blew everybody open. It blew me open, and it made me think. I think it's Missouri that just ruled that they're giving guns to children. So Katy Perry, God bless her, just brought the emotionality right up front, and her 2 judges were deeply affected by this guy. He has a terrific voice, a soulful delivery, and he's going to go be very successful. He said, "I'm just a mattress salesman." It really got me. And, I thought, I'll have these fantasies. And here was my fantasy last night: to defeat the GOP on guns. And remember, this is just a fantasy, would never happen, but here it is. Nobody gets hurt, but we lock the GOP in a room, a comfortable room, but we lock them in. They have bathroom services, they have snacks and water. And in this room, there are videos all over the room. Everywhere you look, there's a video, and it's playing that moment on American Idol over and over and over. where Katy Perry is yelling, "This has got to stop. This has got to stop. You've lost 8 friends." And make them listen to this as if it's a Chinese torture, like 6 hours in this room, just watching that. And my hope, it would be such torture, it would break them all. So it's not going to happen. But it's like, it's really, it's really all about money. I mean, it's all about money. Every issue is about money. And I thought about the movie Wall Street, where Michael Douglas got up and made his famous speech. And it started with, "Greed is good." It was chilling. Money is good. And now Rupert Murdoch, in his deposition, he said the same thing this week. He said, during the deposition, he said, "It's not about blue or red. It's about green." Wow, what a moment. And I think that Brad Paisley, who already wrote a song for Ukraine, love Brad Paisley, should write a song, or a hip hop king. It's not about blue or red, it's about green. There's even a rhythm to it. I don't write songs, but man, oh man, Murdoch just delivered a great hip hop song, country western song. It's not about blue or red, it's about green. And personally, I'm not sure if I can even wear green again after that. Now, with the whole thing with Fox News and Dominion, and it being a $1 billion lawsuit against Fox News, it could bring legal and massive changes to this type of news reporting, because it isn't news. It's opinions, it's entertainment, it's fluff. So look for massive consequences and changes. But this is about inhibiting assault weapons sales. And so the NRA isn't interested, and the GOP, who gets a lot of money from the NRA, they're not interested. And it looks like none of their children have been gunned down. And I want to say yet, because I'm not predicting it. It just feels like if things don't change, it's going to touch everybody, including GOP families. Now, there's a man named Morris Dees who grew up many, many years ago. He was the son of a sharecropper, and he grew up to be a powerful Southern attorney who took down the KKK, and he bankrupted them. He took all their money because that was the way to weaken them, and Morris Dees knew that. Well, last night on Lawrence O'Donnell, after much discussion about these deaths and guns and assault weapons, it's really assault weapons. We're not taking people's guns away, the assault weapons. And now they're fighting where they want to make it the national weapon after it's killed massive amounts of people and children. It's a, it's a sociopathic, psychopathic group of people, the GOP, true. But Lawrence O'Donnell said last night, lawsuits are the only way to stop them. And he was referring to the Dominion lawsuit against Fox for billions of dollars because Fox ruined their reputation and lied and lied and lied and lied. And now they have phone conversations and texts that prove that they put out information that was completely false and that they did not believe privately. Now they are busted. And my left ear says, oh, this isn't going to stop with Dominion. This is going to stop with those two wonderful women in Georgia that have been harassed and harassed and harassed, and in a life-changing kind of way, they'll get to sue Fox and all those individual people. They are in deep doo-doo. All right. And then in terms of guns, I think, as I believe Biden is going to run, and I think the overarching message needs to be him saying over and over and over again, we are not coming for your guns. We are not. We're coming for assault weapons because you don't need them. Background checks and age changes, age permission. All right, so I'm going to move on because the gun thing is just disgusting, and I want to thank Katy Perry for being so real and emotional. It was just a gobsmack. It was a gobsmack. It was so real. That boy's going to go on and have a fantastic life because he's got the talent and the heart. So I could watch that over and over again. All right, so I'm just going to mention Marjorie Taylor Greene briefly. Did anybody see her complaining bitterly about being a congresswoman? She complained bitterly that she won the election. She said it was taking up too much of her time. She wasn't having enough time at home with her family. I mean, when did she ever care about her family? This is the first time she's mentioned her family. And she's a victim, and she's not making enough money. She would make a lot more money back at home. Well, she's a malignant narcissist. She's a victim. She never does anything wrong. Marjorie Taylor Greene has no insight. She has no depth. She blames. She projects. She acts the victim. And she has no perspective about the privileged position she is in. Just complaints, complaints, and complaints. And she's cruel. And she is sadistic. She likes hurting people. And she's anti-Ukraine. She does not comprehend why we're in Ukraine. She does not comprehend it. So she's a really irritating, sad, losing imitation of a human being that's in Congress. And my belief, my left ear thinks she's gonna get caught in something. And she's gonna go down. It's just a matter of time. Just a matter of time. Keep an eye on Margie. And yes, there are these rumors that persist about her, how do I say this? How she acts and presents with the congressmen and so on and so forth. More will come out. Now, the future of Fox News. It should be no longer Fox News, and maybe they'll get them to change it. And it could be Fox Gossip, Fox Entertainment, Fox Opinions, and on, but it's not news. And they may be forced to change that. There will be depositions, more and more. They certainly deposed Rupert, and he was throwing people under the bus. I mean, look under that bus. It's kind of crowded. He just kept throwing the pundits that work for him under the bus, under the bus, under the bus. And they asked about Sean Hannity. And he went, did Sean Hannity like whip up the propaganda? Was it a bit? Can you imagine Rupert saying a bit? So Rupert's going to lose. And there will be many, many more lawsuits to ensue against all of them. And they may change their name. And once again, Rupert Murdoch said, it's not about red or blue. It's about green. So the green is about assault weapons. It's about containing the propaganda. It's about all of that that has brought our country into a very difficult place, very tenuous, very on the ropes kind of place. Now, last week, I'm just repeating this because I asked about Ron DeSantis and could he win the presidency on the global stage. And more than ever, I know that he can. He feels very safe in Florida, but he will be in for a bleeping shock when he goes on. He's not ready for it. He's like a small town guy. And he doesn't have, like I said, he's thin-skinned. He doesn't have charm. He doesn't have humor. He doesn't make eye contact. And he projects out false narratives that there's all kinds of freedom in Florida and they have a fantastic education system. Meanwhile, they're going to ruin the students. Imagine a student not getting regular U.S. history and then ending up in college and everybody knows about slavery. Everybody knows, and they don't know. They don't know anything. It's, boy, he's really hurting the kids and he's really hurting education there, among many things. My Zoom is blowing up today. So DeSantis is running around the country and he's being very coy about running, and he's hawking his new book. And the new book is the pre-presidential run. They're like, testing. He has no clarity. He has no insight. Make America great again, to Ron especially, is make America white again. And by the way, this is as of yesterday, I think. I have it written down over here. He wants to remove Democrats from Florida. Like, just take them off the ballot. And he wants to call it something else. Unbelievable. And probably there's people that are going to like that. I don't see how that's possible legally, but we'll watch it. It's outrageous. I don't know why he thinks he's open and not discriminate. He's something really wrong. There's a lot of pathology there. All right, so I'm going to bring you quotes. And this quote I saved because it just tickled me. And I'll tell you where it's from after I share it with you. It says, advises, if the furniture is moving, move with it. If the furniture is moving, move with it. That came from a Chinese fortune cookie that I broke open while I was home with COVID, and I went, oh, I like that. I'm gonna put that in. So these things come from everywhere. And this one I really like. It's from Keanu Reeves. And if you don't know it, Keanu Reeves has this sterling reputation in the film industry as being the nicest, most low-key, most real human being. I mean, you can't find anybody that doesn't love Keanu Reeves as a person and how he presents when he's working with fellow actors, blah, blah, blah. So he wrote, I love this. He wrote, have more than you show, speak less than you know, expect nothing, but appreciate everything. Isn't that great? Keanu, have more than you show, speak less than you know, and expect nothing, but appreciate everything. Thank you, Keanu Reeves. And then I believe I shared this a long time ago, but I put it on Twitter, and I'm glad it comes from Albert Einstein because he can get away with this. It's humorous. Albert wrote, "Two things are infinite, the universe and human stupidity. And I'm not sure about the universe." Albert Einstein, which meant he was sure about stupidity being infinite, that it's never going to go away. And we are, at this juncture, seeing a lot of stupidity, and it's very frustrating. Just want to let you know, I did start a new Patreon series in the upper tier, which is only $8 a month, and it's going to continue for probably 3 or 4 more Patreon shows, because there's a lot of good material, and it's from my book, What is Good Evidence? Out of the Practical Comes the Magical. That's the new title. And I am really introducing new material, and I think you would all enjoy it. I really do. So there you go. And I'll see you soon. Just wanted to get something started since I'm still kind of gearing up. And I say, oh, you know what? I didn't give you good evidence today. I do have a good evidence story. I went to, well, first of all, good evidence is I'm feeling better and better, right? Because if you don't have your health, you don't have anything. But then I went to my Italian bakery in Burbank to get my sourdough loaf, because I can't live without their sourdough. And it was like 2 p.m. I was like, oh my God, I hope they have a large sourdough. And I walked in, and there was a woman being served at the counter. And she said, what kind of bread? What kind of bread? She goes, oh, I'll take that large sourdough. And it was the last one. So I joked with her and I said, oh, you got my sourdough. And she goes, I did. And I went, that's okay, because there was a small loaf there. And what was really sweet, what was good evidence, is that she said, you know, I don't really need that big loaf. Let me give you that big loaf. And I went, oh, no, absolutely not. Because you know, she took my joke literally, like, oh, you got my, and I would never do that. It was just a joke. I would never take that loaf from you. Enjoy it. And I said, now let me give you a tip. Put half of it in the freezer, because it defrosts beautifully and you won't lose any of it. And she was thrilled that I gave her that tip. And then I got the small loaf and they sliced it for me. But I thanked her. I said, that was really, really nice of you to want to give me the loaf. So enjoy it. And it was a nice moment, and it was good evidence. So that's that. I say, I'll see you soon. Go to Patreon, join, make peace, make good memories, and bye-bye. Bye-bye.